Hey guys, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by my channel today. In this video, I am going to be sharing a military inspired birthday card. But before I get on to it, I will be sharing personal reflections that might distract me from the video because, well, I like to talk a lot. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions about any of the materials that I'm using throughout the video, please ask them in the comment section and I will reply to them as soon as I can. I am also going to be linking the name of the Prima confectioner's paint and the metallic one as well, and also the distress ink that I'm going to be using for the background. So there are two things that inspired this idea. The first is I was using an amazing stamp by Deep Red. It is called Band of Soldiers, and I have quite a few stamps from Deep Red that are like Americana or military inspired, and I absolutely love their designs. So I recently bought this one that's called Band of Soldiers, as I mentioned already, and I wanted to use it with a specific purpose. Sorry, you guys, can't talk. And that opportunity presented itself when I recently went on a lunch with some of my old battle buddies. And during one of the conversations, we were remembering how most of us turned 30 on our deployment. And we just got to talking about birthdays. And that conversation made me realize that I've been doing a crappy job sending out birthday cards to all of my military friends. And so, because Sergeant Jones' birthday is later on in June, he or they, as in my battle buddies, are the second reason for me coming up with this birthday card. So let me tell you guys that from the very beginning of my military career, I've been in a male-dominated environment. My very first unit in the Army, where I met Mike, was under the 1st Engineer Brigade in Fort Leonard Wood. And back then, they didn't have the female roles that they do now. So female roles were very specific to just support. Like administration, or in my case, being a supply clerk. And then later on, I decided to go to even more training or reclass, and I became a track mechanic for the Army, which once again was a job that was very male dominated. So I say that to say this, you guys. I have a lot of male friends, and I know that when I say that, there is a stigma that comes with that statement. Sadly, our world still has double standards between the sexes, and it's not always looked upon as positively as it should. Because of it, I have always been very self-aware of my behavior and my conduct in those type of environments. I don't give room for the lines to be crossed, and I don't leave room for misinterpretation. And to be honest, you guys, like I've said it before in How We Met video, Mike and I were under the same engineer brigade, and then we were in the same barracks building. So most of his friends were my friends, or they were my friends and then became friends with him. When I went to Afghanistan, I had my circle of trust, which is an inside joke, but it's basically a group of close friends that I trusted while we were deployed. And those are the guys that I met with to have lunch. And I guess the whole point, to wrap it up, the inspiration for this birthday card is when we came back from Afghanistan, we all split in different directions. Some of them retired, some of them moved out of state, some of them are about to retire, and Sergeant Taylor's still in. But we all went our different directions. We hardly ever talk. We didn't text. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like when we came back, every single one of us refocused our energy into our families, which is perfectly normal and actually very admirable. But we lost track of the friendship and the camaraderie that we have built. And so it's been like going on 5 years, you guys, and out of nowhere, Sergeant McEwen was like, hey, I think he needed something, and that's the reason why he contacted me. And then we were like, hey, we should go to lunch. Let's try to get the circle of trust back together. And we did, and it was so good for my soul, you guys. There is, you know, like when you have a friendship and out of nowhere, like the communication stops. Maybe it's a family, maybe it's just a really close friend, and then it's like you meet up and it's like the years never went by. You picked up right where you left off. That's how it was when we met up. I feel like I didn't even eat. We just talked, and like 2 hours later we're like laughing and joking, and I don't know, it just did my soul so good. Like, it was so good for my soul, you guys. And when I came home, I was like, man, like, I could have done better. I could have at least sent them like birthday cards, or, you know, like, hey, how are you doing, once in a while. Hello, like, I make cards. You know, like, how many of us make cards and then we don't really send them out? Well, that was why I was like, you know what, I may not do cards for them like often, but at least on their birthdays I should make an effort to just send a little reminder, hope you're doing well. There's nothing like a person that's been with you in those type of hard times, and you lean on each other, and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know it's kind of random, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of the background as to what inspired this birthday card. If you're new to my channel, or if you're like seen me for a while, then you know that I tend to craft for things that are happening in my life, or for family events that I'm helping with, or, you know, just things that I want to do for like my daughter's class or things like that. So it honestly, my crafts involves family and friends, and so just giving you a little bit of a background of what inspired this card. I don't have the best writing skills, so I have been practicing off camera my calligraphy and my penmanship. And here, because I didn't have any small stamps, I decided to write the word battle myself, which is a battle buddy is just like a really good friend, somebody the army assigns to you to look out for each other. And this card says happy birthday battle. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's what I thought about it when I created it. And now I'm just going to be adding a little bit of sequin so that it gives a little bit more embellishment to the card, a little bit fancier. And honestly, you guys, that is going to complete the card. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Hopefully you guys didn't put me on mute, but if you did, that's perfectly fine. And we will see you on the next one. And just want to reiterate before I go that if you have any questions about the materials or anything, just comment below. I will try to reply. And thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. I hope that you guys have a good week. Bye.